And welcome to another wonderful episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome, everybody, to another Victory Monday as we are celebrating yet another win for the Eagles, the 9-1 Eagles. Who would have thought through 10 games we'd be sitting here at 9-1, huh?
And you know what I love? The one loss, we didn't have to have a loss Monday because it was on a Monday night game. So
technically, we continue to have Victory Mondays.
Exactly.
Well, folks, we thank you guys for joining us here tonight. We are streaming live not only on our Facebook, but on our YouTube, the Painted Lines YouTube. We're over at Six Pack Coverage as well on their YouTube. We're also on Twitter live as well. So wherever you're at, please shoot us a comment. Let us know what you thought of the game, what you thought of the new additions, as we're going to talk about Suh and, of course,
am I supposed to help you out?
Sorry, Joseph. Yeah, I got it. I got there.
Yeah.
I was a little delayed. So listen, they eked out a win 17-16. They had a pretty nice drive there at the end of the game. Jalen Hurts pretty much took over and got us to the victory here as we speak. So Eric, real quick, I'm just going to go over maybe some of your negative thoughts, as obviously this wasn't the most beautiful game. What were your initial thoughts after the Eagles eked out this 17-16 win?
Well, my initial thoughts right away were, hey, good teams find ways to win a game like that. When it's important to be able to find a way to win when you're not at your best. And they were not at their best on Sunday, not offensively, not defensively. Now, defense really stepped it up in the second half. I will tip my cap to them. That second half defense, they came ready to play. The offense, look, they did enough, and that's all you really ask for. How many times did we say, hey, I want to see Jalen? Can he put this team on his back at the end of a game and drive down and steal a game that they have no business winning? And you know what he did yesterday? He took the team on his back, drove down the field, and he stole a game they had no business winning.
Yeah, listen, you know what? I think we've been saying it since last week. The loss to the Commanders is obviously they have not been playing their best football, but like the Commanders game and like the Colts game, they were right there. They're still right there in it because
even the Texans game the week before.
Yeah, because they are that good of a football team. Is that even when they're not playing their best, they're still right there in striking distance, and all they really need to do is kind of figure it out for a drive or how whatever for a quarter, and they can take that game. Shane checks in. What up, Shane? Defense came up huge for us this week. Outside of the first drive, they really locked the Colts up as they should have. Sirianni and Steichen need to get their act together, as this is the second straight week where their play calling has really come into question. Lastly, Jalen is him. QB1.
Amen.
Well said, Shane. Thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, listen, the defense, you're right. The first quarter, Jonathan Taylor was kind of doing whatever he wanted. He had like 60, 70 yards. He ended up in the end zone, and it was looking like another bad game for us. Let's be honest. I don't think any one of us were too happy there.
No.
Love you too.
Yeah, love you too, buddy. In fact, I still remember looking over at Jody and saying, boy, and not that she could even remember this now, but
Yodi!
Yeah, Jotunheim came out on Sunday.
Yeah, she did.
And I said, man, to say I have a peaceful, easy feeling right now would be a total lie.
Yeah. No,
At no point did I feel very comfortable.
Yeah, as they say for you, you were starting to flap.
Yeah, I was getting a little flap. Eric Smash was starting to warm up. He's getting loose in the bullpen.
Yeah, no doubt. And listen, the offense again didn't look that crisp. AJ Brown again with that fumble. It happens. Like
that's sure. Yeah, it sucks. And it's literally a bad turnover.
Yeah, he literally hasn't lost a fumble in like two seasons, basically.
Yeah.
And so, but listen, the second half, as Shane said, they stepped up. The run defense basically started to shut down Jonathan Taylor. They were starting to put pressure on Matt Ryan, making errant throws, rushing him. The simple fact of the matter is, and this might be my favorite part of the game, is the fact that Suh and Joseph basically combined for a sack. That might be one of my favorite plays, just because the two of them coming off the streets mere days earlier, coming together, really helping solidify that defense for run support, and then they end up getting a sack together. Hilarious! I loved it. I thought it was really funny. So, again, not the greatest last couple of weeks, but listen, we're 9-1. We have a 2-game lead in the division. Minnesota got embarrassed by the Cowboys for
Yeah,
somehow.
but dude.
Listen, I don't even necessarily think the Cowboys looked all that great, but like, man, Minnesota looked really bad.
Kirk Cousins looked like he was playing in prime time.
Yeah, he really did. It was not pretty. So, that gave us a little cushion in the NFC. So, listen, all in all, positive week. We got to win. Wasn't
Yeah, the
pretty.
Giants lost too.
The Giants lost. So, again, Cowboys and the Giants sit at 7-3. We're 9-1. Washington even won. What are they? 6-4, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
So
again,
what a roller coaster. Say from that like 3:15, 3:30 until right around 7:30, we run the gamut of emotions, thinking, man, the Eagles are going to lose, and we just look up and see on the scoreboard the Giants are losing, and it's like you're thinking, man, this was our chance to create separation in the division, and we didn't do it. So we come back and win. The Giants lose, and then the Cowboys. Odd scenario where we'd be rooting for the Cowboys to help us out in the conference.
yeah.
They get a win over the Vikings, and now we sit virtually 2 games up on Minnesota by way of that tiebreaker.
Right.
And really, like, it's starting to look. The last thing you ever want to feel in this league is comfortable, but man, things are starting. Like then the Eagles get the win, and it's starting to lay out to where, boy, things are starting to fall into place.
Yeah, hey, not bad.
It could be a nice holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, the simple fact of the matter is, outside of our own division, you have the Minnesota Vikings at 8-2. Technically, the Detroit Lions are in second place in that division at 4-6, with the Packers at 4-7 and the Bears at 3-8. So that division is a hot mess. The Vikings are, almost ready to clinch.
Then we have a chance to really conceivably bury Green Bay.
Yeah,
on Sunday night.
Oh, absolutely. Then you have the South. You have Tampa Bay at 5-5, Atlanta at 5-6. You damn Saints won the other day, so now our draft pick is now at 10, I believe.
What the hell?
I know they're 4-7, and Carolina's 3-8.
Come on, Carolina, pick it up.
Yeah, their division is a hot mess as well. And then you move over to the West. You have Seattle at 6-4, who, let's be honest, I don't think anybody thought they were going to be good. You have San Fran at 5-4, who, I feel like a lot of people are kind of hyping them as like, oh, it's Minnesota, it's the Eagles, it's San Fran, and rightfully so. They have a very talented team, but they also are still 5-4 for a reason. Arizona's 4-6, and the Rams, the champion Rams, are 3-7. I mean, the Rams couldn't win against.
Yeah.
They failed us. Not happy.
Yeah, I'm not real happy with the Rams at all. Like you had to find a way to beat the Saints on Sunday. You just had to.
Yeah. So outside of our own division, Minnesota and Seattle, and San Fran are the only teams that are above 500.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, and our whole division is above 500.
And wouldn't it make sense if San Francisco loses tonight to Arizona?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Wouldn't it just make total sense now?
Right. It would, and just the way that the NFL has been going, it would absolutely make perfect sense. Yeah. Then they would be 5-5. Arizona would be 5-6, and that division is right there for anybody. So who knows? But yeah, so right now, I think, I think essentially the entire NFC East has a playoff spot if the season were to end.
Yeah, Washington would be the 7th seed, right?
Yeah, and I think same thing goes in the AFC. Their entire division is above 500, with Patriots and the Jets sitting at the bottom at 6-4, Miami and Buffalo at 7-3.
And so that whole division, would they all make the playoffs as well?
I believe so, because the only other The only other team is Cincinnati at 6-4, and I think the last thing I saw was that the whole entire division is in the playoffs. So it could be an East playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Every East team makes it. Woo!
All right. Play in the East, you make the playoffs.
Man,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. It's funny. Yeah, so obviously they have a lot of things to work on.
Sure.
But I think there were a lot of things in that second half that seemed to be at least defensively encouraging. We obviously all know that, some of the injuries we have with Jordan Davis, and just thinking the fact that, he can come back, I believe, the Tennessee game. So that's in.
They really need him to.
Well, again, I think if things go more like they did in the second half, I think I won't be so upset if he doesn't come back on that Tennessee game and he waits another week. So, yeah, I mean, again, it obviously is going to depend on what happens in the next 2 weeks. But, so we had the Packers coming up Sunday night. Another primetime game.
Another primetime game. Yep.
I mean, it feels like the last 2 months we've been playing some Thursday or Monday or Sunday night or
They have not played back-to-back games Sunday at 1:00 yet, have they? I mean, maybe the Washington since week 3 and 4 at Washington and at home against Jacksonville.
Yeah, that was the last time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's been brutal.
Yeah, it really has. And it takes its toll for the fans that go down there and have to kind of adjust their lives and schedules. I mean, I know I personally have seen Aaron Rodgers play a couple of times.
Yeah.
So I'm actually selling my tickets.
That's what we're doing as well. Yeah,
because I know we can probably get a pretty good premium. But honestly, it's brutal because it's starting to get really cold out. Then you introduce the night games, and it's just a bad combination. For home games and for tailgating and getting the fans, riled up, if you will.
Yeah. Well, and what do we do when we go down to these tailgates, especially the ones where it's a night game? So we're there at 1:00. We get the full 7-hour pregame experience. Well, We're going to be there drinking the whole time.
What?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Alert.
We like beers.
Yeah.
And we drink like that, and sometimes some of the fans, not us, not me and you,
Never.
They'll start to get the little beer muscles going.
Get a little rowdy.
Yeah. And we want to start fighting. And
some have been known to, yeah?
Some have been.
Yeah.
Thankfully, again, this is serious. Thankfully, neither of us have ever.
Right, well, we're too old for that crap. So
Yeah. Even when I was, at the right age for it, I was not about to play.
Well, true. I think for many good reasons you were not.
Yeah. Mainly self-preservation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We wouldn't want you dead.
No. I prefer not being dead. Yeah.
Yeah. But listen. This has been a great season.
Yeah.
It has not been pretty the last couple of weeks, but listen. We have one loss on the season. We've played 10 games. Jalen Hurts has been playing at, some would say, at the MVP level, or at least close to it.
Yeah, and when you think about the guys who would make sense of that MVP conversation, like what? Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Like those got to be your 4 names, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah. Because they're balling out. They're doing special things this year, and they're getting wins. And I guess that's all you can really ask for. And again, the fact that Hurts is in the conversation is honestly enough for me.
Yeah.
That to me just shows that, hey, listen, all the things that we wanted in this offseason, we're getting. We're
Right.
getting with her. Like, listen, is it ever going to be perfect? Is he ever going to be Tom Brady? Is he ever going to be the perfect quarterback? No.
No, and he doesn't have to
No.
be.
It doesn't have to be. But he needed improvement, and we've gotten it. We have
Yeah.
absolutely gotten it. So for any fan, whether you're a hater, whether you're, a Wentz truther, whether you're a Folesian Society kind of guy, whatever, don't care. You have to admit that Jalen Hurts has improved his game this year and has entered in the conversation that he is deserving of being the franchise guy. Plain and simple.
I am like, not only has he entered that conversation, I'm starting to think it's not even a time. Like, you can't even entertain not making him the franchise guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you probably are right on that one. You probably are right. He's definitely done enough to get him that contract, to be the guy.
And we talked about what that would mean. And then you can then have that luxury of saying, hey, in the first round, if we want to, as long as the Saints can start sucking again, so start sucking again, Saints.
Seriously, Saints, do your part.
Right? And we can go get like a Will Anderson. So
James Ringo.
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's so many good
And then
names.
maybe at the back end of that first round, a young man that it's a luxury pick, and I would absolutely.
Wait, can I guess?
Sure, you'll get it.
Bijan.
Yes.
Hey,
Bijan Robinson. Let's go. Hook 'em horns, baby.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. I would sign up for that 100%. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Bijan. I've seen a couple of his games this year, and man, I like the way he runs. And with the uncertainty of Miles Sanders, although let's be honest, Miles Sanders is certainly
he's earning himself a contract too.
He certainly might be. So the Bijan talk might be all for nothing. But
yeah,
listen, if they decide to go another way, or if they decide to kind of bring him in and maybe go the two-headed monster and the end the Gainwell experiment, if you will, which doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It's not like he's been bad, but
no, he's just not been effective.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be down for that, man. And then second round, get yourself a Lane Johnson replacement, and there you go. Take it from there. Sounds like a pretty good draft.
Yeah. Sign me up. Let's go.
Let's go.
2023. Let's go.
Speaking of NFL draft, of 2023 draft.
Yes.
If you are anybody like Eric and I.
Yeah.
Or even worse, and you love diving into NFL draft stuff, I suggest that not only do you follow us on Facebook, this is going to be your best bet. So follow us on Facebook. Put on your automatic notifications so that when we go live, you know exactly when we're live. You'll get a little pop-up saying Philly Sports Alliance is live. And what you'll get out of doing that is the simple fact of the matter is we have partnered up with the Painted Lines. And there are a few gentlemen on the Painted Lines, most notably Dibes and also Shane, who I consider are just draft nerds, experts, dudes who just love the draft. And these two guys, along with others over at the Painted Lines, are putting out amazing content already on the 2023 draft. Position groups, going through prospects, talking about this position, that position, talking about needs, stuff like that. already amazing stuff. So
typically, I have a running list on my phone of just prospects that I want to check out,
yeah,
and that, like, everybody on my list, I've already heard them talk about.
oh yeah, oh 100%, yeah,
Like,
they're all over it.
and they're adding to my list.
No, 1000%. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely. We have I'd like to say we have a nice knowledge of the general, consensus when it comes to prospects and draft, and again, more geared towards the Eagles, obviously,
Sure.
and specific needs. So we usually stay in those lanes. No, not Dives, not Shane, not any of them. They go through everything, regardless of whether or not it's a huge Eagles need or not.
Right.
They'll go over each position, go top 10, do a top 10 of, whatever, linebackers or offensive guards, like whatever
Right.
it is.
Center.
That way you become familiar with who kind of is up at the top, where they're kind of being projected as of right now, what that might look like for the Eagles, if anything. But yeah, it's super in depth. They are constantly running through tape and putting together profiles and of the prospects. So again, best place. Join us up on Facebook. Put on the automatic notifications. That way, when they go live, all the TPL shows, all the Philly Sports Alliance shows, you get them right away. You can also head on over to our YouTube and to the Painted Lines YouTube. Make sure you like and follow both of them as well. That way, again, you get that first crack at all the wonderful shows that come through. So, super shout out to Dives and the Painted Lines. So, and also speaking of Painted Lines, check out our other show. We've done a cross promotional show called The Birds of the Round Table every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Talking birds. We got a couple of people from the Painted Lines. We got a couple of people from Philly Sports Alliance. We all come together. We talk about the game that just happened. We do a little preview of the game upcoming. Really kind of gets you set up for the week. So, Birds of the Round Table, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. All right, so we have the Packers coming up.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers has been very hit or miss this year.
Yeah.
He seems to have one good game, and then he seems to have two bad games. He has two good games, then he has a bad game. He's all over the place. Mm-hmm. Obviously, a lot of that is the fact that his receivers are kind of crap. Losing Devontae Adams will do that.
Sure.
Christian Watson seems to be kind of coming up, on the come up. He's had 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
Right.
Not bad. But is that sustainable? Most likely not.
No.
And the other preseason sensation, Dobbs, whatever.
Yeah, Dobbs, yeah.
Dobbs. He's been hurt. Mm-hmm. So, he really doesn't have much to throw to it. I think that's a lot of the problem. But they also still have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, who, let's be honest, is quite the two-headed monster and will be a really good test for this run defense. Hopefully, again, Suh and Joseph, another week of actual practice, learning some of the. I'm sure they simplified things as much as humanly possible.
Right.
And now, hopefully, this week they'll learn a little more of the terminology, get a little bit more familiar with the plays, more familiar with playing within the line with the edge players. So yeah, I expect their game to be risen up even more, and I was thoroughly impressed with what they did coming off the streets mere days earlier.
Yeah,
I was shocked, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be a train wreck.
I mean, look, I didn't expect it to be a train wreck. I didn't expect it to be as good as what they were, though.
Wow. Regardless, they surpassed my expectations. Mm-hmm. And again, hopefully they can continue to build on that because they're going to be tested. Obviously Green Bay has some really good running backs. You obviously have Tennessee coming up the following week with Derrick Henry, leading. If he's not leading the league, it's Saquon Barkley, who we play the week after. So
Yeah, right.
basically, we're going to be playing in back-to-back weeks the number one and the number two rushing running backs in the league. Whether who's one and who's two at the time will be certainly depending on what happens. But I think they're both over 1,000 at this point, which is crazy.
Yeah, it certainly is. And that just shows, like, you look at those teams, look at who's been successful this year. If you're able to run the football, you're going to have a good chance of being successful. Like, some things don't change. Like, as much as everyone say, "Oh, it's a passing league now." Look around the league and look at the teams that are having success and winning games, and look at their running games.
Well, listen, we're about to run into them. So
yeah,
again, I think it'll be a good test for this squad, especially down Jordan Davis. But again, I think we put a little too much stock into Jordan Davis. I'm not trying to knock him down, but again, he's not playing that many snaps. He does have a huge impact, and I can't wait till he comes back to kind of see how he can fit within, Cox and Hargrave and Suh and Joseph, like Milton Williams, and then you have Sweat and you have Brandon Graham. There's the defensive line is insane right now.
It's like they come in waves. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the fact of the matter is, I think we all saw how great when we were running a rotation. Obviously, worked for us back in 2017-18. So, I think we have a lot of we have enough players, we have enough health, and
Well, when we talk about health, like what we can talk about, like the injury to Dallas Goedert. I mean, I think we've seen part of why this offense struggled a bit yesterday was the lack of Dallas Goedert in that offense.
Yeah, no, clearly, I think it took them a little while to adjust to not having that, and who knows, maybe they still go out and sign a tight end. Who knows?
I was expecting to run more spread formations, get Pascal more involved in the passing game. AJ Brown is a huge focal point in this offense. His role may even increase over the next few weeks. We saw Devontae Smith's targets go up on Sunday.
Well, yeah, I think they realized that they can't run the same offense with Stoll and with Calcaterra. They're just obviously not on the level of Goddard. They can't do the same things that Goddard can do. But listen, they got to adjust, and that's all that you can do. What is with the last couple of shows, man? We've been getting spammed from these like chat sites, and I can't figure out where they're coming from.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Right. All I know is that they're from YouTube, and I just don't know which one it is. So, anyway, sorry if you're in YouTube seeing the spam chat. Wonder if I can.
Can we block them?
I could put user in timeout. Does that work? Can I
block for 5 minutes?
Yeah, right. Like with the F. Blocked for 5 minutes. Oh, there we go.
Now it says was blocked. Okay.
That was blocked. All right. So, whatever. So sorry, lost my train of thought. Obviously they can't run the same offense. Just they learned that the hard way. Hopefully they did. Actually, you know what? I'll say that. Hopefully they did learn that. Calcaterra, Stoll, they're not Goddard, and be able to run the same thing. So unless you're gonna, go out there and bring in, Gronk or somebody like that,
that'd be awesome.
Or who else is Cook is available? Jimmy Graham.
But I feel like all those guys, like, they're a shell of what they used to be.
Obviously, there's a reason why they're sitting there.
Yeah,
but
God, if you brought in Gronk, that'd be awesome.
I kind of would be. I'm not gonna lie. But that'll never happen.
Nah.
But yeah, so yeah, hopefully again, they learn to kind of adjust their offense without Goddard because clearly we're going to miss him for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I the only one counting down to when Goddard would be eligible to come back?
Well, I think it's funny because I think the way it works out is Jordan Davis will be eligible Tennessee.
Right.
I think Maddox will be available the next week, and then Goddard will be available the next week. So each week we would get one of those three back.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. So, all right. Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little predictions here for the Green Bay game on Sunday night, to which Eric and I may not actually be in attendance.
Yeah.
Depending
We
on
won't have the usual advertisement for the Wells Fargo lot between C1 and C3, but never C2.
Ever C2. All right. What do you got? What are you expecting score to be? And who's winning the game?
Look, I think this is before the season started. I had this one marked down as an L.
Yeah.
Like I know, I really thought, yeah, this is. But the way the Packers, does it not seem to me that like even when Aaron Rodgers does win, each time he's come out one, it feels like it's like a last hurrah.
Right.
And so I don't think he gets a last hurrah this Sunday night in Philly. I think it's cold. I think it's wild, and actually, I thought I heard on the news tonight it could actually be a little rainy down there.
Oh, even better than selling our tickets.
I know, right? So excited. So I really think this could be, the defense could get after Aaron Rodgers a little. Man, I feel like this could be a game where third, fourth quarter, he's kind of just sitting there disgusted to himself. I'll say 34-10 Eagles.
Okay. I am going to go with I'm going to go with 23-17.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a little closer. I think it's going to be a little lower scoring. I still think they're learning to play without Goddard, and that we'll see that adjustment, slightly. But yeah, I don't expect a ton of points. So.
And how about the unveiling of the black uniforms with the black helmets?
That'll be pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Not that I need to be there for that.
No, we'll watch that on TV. It'll be
well, I was. You know what I was gonna say. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Come here.
Well, I know we have the tradition.
I mean, you were gonna be at the game.
Yeah.
So theoretically, is it really tradition? It's a home game.
Sure. Well, I know we'll be moving a lot during the day. It could be a lot of, and then the next day we've got to move. Is the official move out day.
I mean, what's 15 minutes down the road for 3 hours, right?
We can talk about it.
Okay, I'm sure Yodes would be all right.
Jotunheim will definitely be down for it. I don't know about Yod, or I don't know if Jody will be down, but Yodes and Jotunheim will be all in.
Then let's talk to them.
So I need to get her drunk tonight or tomorrow. Well, you know what I should do? Wednesday night. That's when we have to have.
All right, you know what? Listen, there is a decent chance that I may be making an appearance.
Nice.
And then we could double up and really hammer home.
Okay. Hey, look, I'll agree to that.
Good stuff. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna call it a little early tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us, Shane. Appreciate the love and support, and everybody else there on the Facebook, YouTube.
Also want to thank Italian American Club. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
I want to step on your toes.
I can't believe I didn't even mention it. Yeah. Sunday, yesterday was so much fun at the Italian American Club. Yeah. We did a nice little pregame for the Colts game. We had a great crowd out there. It was such a fun time. So next time we do a live show, people got to come out. It's such a fun experience to have people coming out and enjoying the show. So Real quick, I love weed. What's going on, buddy? Go Cowboys! See you Christmas Eve. You got it, bud. We'll be there.
That'll be a good time.
Yeah.
But go Birds.
Go Birds, obviously. But yeah, so thank you very much for the Italian American Club in Wayne and for everybody who came out. It was such a fun time. Great food. Oh, dude, those cheesesteak egg rolls are so effing good.
Right?
They're so effing good.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Hanging.
I had a burger, and I even had fried onions on my burger, and I typically don't like fried onions on. So good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
good.
So good. So next time we do a show from there, everybody got to come out and show the love, show the support. It's a lot of fun. So but that's it for us. We're going to head on out. Everybody have a fantastic Victory Monday. We will see you guys next week, where hopefully we will talk about Packers loss and
Victory Monday.
Yeah, another Victory Monday. A little 10-1 action. We'll see. Hopefully the Saints lose. Hopefully the Cowboys lose, and the Giants lose, and Washington loses. And
did we say the Vikings already? Yeah.
Vikings lose.
Yeah.
Carolina, let's hope they win. Houston wins. Vegas wins. Basically, all the teams that are below the Saints in the draft
have to win, and the Saints keep losing. And yes.
Anyway, we'll keep watching.
How nice would a sandwich of the draft be?
Yeah, there you go. We keep watching the Tankathon for the Saints. If anybody doesn't know, honestly, all you got to do is go to tankathon.com, and it'll give you an up to the second full draft order. Not only for the first round, but for every round. Honestly, I think it does.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if any little trades or whatever, you can see the whole thing. So obviously, we're focusing on the top 10, and
and getting the Eagles higher in the top
Houston,
10.
Carolina, Chicago, Vegas, Denver, Rams, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Jacksonville are all before the Saints. So
come on, all you guys got to get some W's.
Let's go all of them. Let's go all of them.
Yeah, let's go.
Good stuff. All right, everybody. We will see you guys next week. Go Birds! And as always, have a fantastic week. Real quick though, Eric, anything to add before we pop on out of here?
Nah.
All right, keeping that streak alive. Gotta love it. All right, folks, we will see you guys tomorrow for the Philly broadcast at 7, and then, of course, the Birds of the Round Table at 8 o'clock. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll see you tomorrow. Go Birds.